prevent diaper rash, it's best to coat the diaper area with something. And you don't, I usually just use Vaseline. And you don't have to put that much. It don't take a lot, okay? Just coat the diaper area with Vaseline. And it seals out the wetness. You really do.
You have to put something.
You don't have to put anything. Actually, babies don't really require, as long as we change them frequently, they don't really require any protection. Their skin are enough protection for them. But reality is we don't change them often enough. Okay? We really don't. But if you insist on putting anything, Vaseline is probably better than the cornstarch. But in the or if cornstarch is good as long as you don't put a lot, okay? But in the summertime, the cornstarch is, I mean, it's very soothing. It's very good for the babies. It really is. It's cool. And if your baby do get diaper rash, you don't want to just linger around and wait and see if it heals. That once the baby gets bumps and redness in the whole area, it's time to do something, okay? After, and you put Vaseline on it, that don't work. Vaseline is only used on a normal skin, not a skin that's already broken out. That's the time to use Desitin or zinc oxide, okay? Write it down. Write it down, because I think that's very important. Z-I-N-C. Oh, it's two words, zinc, Z-I-N-C, and oxide, O-X-I-D-E, zinc oxide, okay? It has the same thing that Desitin have in it, but it's cheaper. And you can get it at any drugstore, you can get it at any grocery store, and a different pharmacy, they have their brand name. And usually it's just the plain zinc oxide, and then they'll have the Desitin right next to it, and then you see the price difference right off, okay? So don't wait until it really breaks out. The first sign of redness and bumps, put Desitin, coat the area with Desitin, and do that every diaper change. After you cleanse the area, after the diaper change, put another coating on there after you've really cleaned it really good. Don't have clean and then put zinc oxide on top, okay? It's not going to do any good.
That Johnson is better than Desitin.
Yeah,
Johnson makes a cream, a diaper cream with zinc oxide in it.
Okay.
It smells better than Desitin. It rubs smoother and it's less expensive.
Is it a white?
It's white, and it is. My baby has very sensitive skin. Like, now that he's 3 and he thinks he can clean his own rear end, sometimes I have to put some there just to coat it.
Right.
And it rubs so nice.
And it does wonders.
It heals him almost instantly.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's good too. If it's not really, really bad. And another one is, she said A&D ointment. That's
The Johnson smells fine.
the A&D have vitamin A and vitamin D, okay? And they're supposed to help the skin heal on its own. And actually, if it doesn't get really bad, you're really just coating the area, and the baby's skin is actually healing itself. But the zinc oxide, it really promotes the healing, or the Johnson, and that has Desitin in it. Almost every diaper rash cream has Desitin, because that's like the #1 ingredient to the cure of diaper rash. And if you choose the A&D ointment, make sure that diaper rash is not getting worse. If it's getting worse, then you have to do something right away. Most time we see diaper rash when it's already developed into an infection. Okay? And how you know it's an infection is raw. Okay? Hello? Once the area is raw, then you know you've waited too long to do something. Okay? And we've seen so many. And it really can be prevented. Okay? When it's raw, almost immediately we know that an antibiotic ointment has to be in order. And I think Mycolol is the most one that's usually prescribed. And that's just how a diaper rash can develop so rapidly, okay? If you don't do anything about it, it can develop so rapidly in a couple of days, okay? So you just have to, once you see the first sign of redness, put Destin or put whatever, you know, that has the zinc oxide in it or the A&D ointment. But then the next day, it really should clear. I mean, it clears very fast in a couple of hours with the Destin. I keep saying Destin, I don't want to use the name, you know, names. But it really should clear pretty rapidly. If you go the next day and it's gotten worse, then you know that it's time to do something, okay? You have to change frequently, you know, make sure you wipe that diaper area real clean, and make sure you apply coating. And if, you know, a couple of days go on and then it's just getting worse, you know, then you have to call your doctor, because you don't want to put your baby through any unnecessary, you know, discomfort.
And it's some kind of
Nystatin is another, that's an antifungal. And the Mycolog is also antifungal and has similar ingredients. When it's become an infection, it's usually become a yeast infection called Candida. Okay? That's because, yeah, both. Yeast infection, we think of yeast infection from, you know, vagina or cervix, you know, yeast infection. But yeast infection can occur in almost any body.
So how can you be able to tell the difference between and a boy, the yeast infection and a boy?
It will look the same way. The diaper area will be raised, the bumps will be raised and swollen, and the whole area will be just red, okay? And then it will start peeling and turning raw. And you know it's getting infected. You don't know. You don't have to get to that point. Okay? You can, you know, in the summertime, you can develop a yeast infection under your breast, you know, from the sun, because it thrives in moisture. Warm, moist atmosphere. And your baby have a warm, moist atmosphere in the diaper. It's warm, it's moist, and then they have bacteria from the stool, and they have ammonia from the urine. Okay?
Now, we can develop a yeast infection from being on antibiotics. Can a baby do the same?
Yes, yes. Baby can develop a yeast infection called thrush in the mouth. That's usually the most common yeast infection in a baby is thrush. Ear infection, okay?
Yes, I mean, listen to this one. I can get some very easily.
When your baby has a cold, when your baby has a cold, a real bad runny nose, that baby is more susceptible to be, you know, to developing an ear infection. That's why when the baby gets a cold, it's important for us to control the runny nose, okay? And we can do that with decongestion that, you know, that's prescribed by your physician. Or Pediacare have a decongestant in it, okay? But if the baby's nose keep running, then what happens? The fluid in the nose run back in the mouth, in the throat, and then I have a chart here. Maybe this one child looking in another's ear. And this is the ear. This is the outer ear. Everybody can see this?
Yeah.
This is the outer ear. And this here is what the doctor looks at when they're looking in the baby ear. Okay? And this here is what they see when it's red. And then you can even sometimes see drainage in it. And this is what they're actually looking at when they look at the eardrum from in the instrument from the outside to the inside. And this is a severe infection, and this is just a mild case of infection. Your skin just started getting red. And this is the difference between a child's ear and an adult ear. Okay? That the ear in the child's, the ear canal is much smaller, and this canal actually connects to the throat. Okay, this canal.